This programme may contain strong language, adult humour and scenes of a violent or sexual nature.
Welcome to SketchUp. The writers, directors and actors of the East Midlands have come together for a brand new series, exclusively for Notts TV.
Seriously?
SketchUp is about showcasing the stars of tomorrow from the East Midlands performance scene. And as they fight to claim the coveted prize of Best Sketch, we're going to talk to the actors, writers and directors who just might be the next big thing in film and TV.
Fatty bum bum.
But with only a few minutes, no set and only their performance skills to rely on, will they be burning bright?
Of course I remember.
Or crash and burn?
Oh my god, I'm gonna be sick.
We're gonna laugh, we're gonna cry, and if we're lucky, we'll see the creativity the East Midlands has to offer.
Not on its own, no.
At the beginning of the series, we pick the top creative talent with the auditions and the scripts. Then we threw them into the rehearsals and got them working with industry professionals to get their sketches in top shape.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to come up with.
And at the end, a top industry panel will judge which sketch will win the prize of Best Sketch of SketchUp 2016.
At least one character in there who I'm kind of rooting for.
Tight writing.
Very different and original.
This is SketchUp, and tonight we're popping off the cork with champagne.
The word posh, it comes from pour out, starboard home. P-O-S-H. You didn't know that, did you?
I didn't.
You see? Not just a pretty face.
We need to make a deal that no matter how rich and successful we are in life, we will never end up on a cruise ship like that.
Hell on earth.
Don't wave at him, just make eye contact.
Well, you kind of ignore me, are you?
He didn't ignore you, just didn't see you. See, he's coming now.
Dos Juventus, por favor.
2 beers, of course, sir. And, madame, this is sent over by the gentleman at the bar.
I'm sorry, what is this?
Dom Perignon, sir. Sent over by the gentleman at the bar with a linen suit and sunglasses.
You know who that is? Sure?
Yes.
Just the 2 beers then.
Of course, sir.
Thanks.
While Chris gets those drinks, let's meet our 2 new actors.
My name is Georgie Levers.
I'm Richard Buck.
My current job, I've just graduated English and Drama at Loughborough University.
I've just retired from being a professional athlete and I'm now studying at Birmingham School of Acting.
I help lead the youth theatre at the Lace Market Theatre, so I'm actually doing some directing.
As a professional athlete for 10 years, I've been to 2 Olympic Games, 2008 and 2012. In that time, I won 7 international medals.
And I've hardly done any television work, so this is kind of like the first big project for me.
It's a thirst, I think. The more you get, the more you want it, and the more you want to improve, and just the same as the sport.
When I was playing puck, I had to do a cartwheel on stage, but I kicked Oberon in the face, and the whole audience gasped.
That's kind of like why I'm acting now, is just to try and chase that moment that I can genuinely be really proud of.
Now let's get back and see what's happening with that glass of champagne.
What's that? You just smiled at him.
Hardly. Look, there's no point wasting it. I'll drink half, you finish the rest.
Oh, so he turns around and sees me sipping his champagne like some sort of cuckold.
Don't make a scene.
Waiter, I'd like to send a bottle of Dom Perignon over to that gentleman.
Don't listen to him.
No, I insist.
Of course.
Thank you.
Being a total dick.
Where'd you go this morning when I was in the shower?
I had to buy something.
You just bumped into him.
Of course not, I was gone for 5 minutes.
Doing what?
I had to buy some fucking Tampax.
Sir, we require a credit card behind the bar, por favor.
I also have a message for the gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to Instagram a picture of this cruise ship, so just think up some suitable hashtag.
Calvin. He's coming over. What are you going to do?
I don't know what Richard's going to do, but we're going to talk to writer and director Dave Smith.
Well, I had been workshopping another script with Georgie and Richard, but it wasn't quite coming together. And I thought that one of the sort of keys for the success of this whole project was really to make sure people were well cast. And so I thought, I'm going to write something for these two because they seem to have a really good attitude. They seem to be, you know, really up for doing something interesting. I think it's interesting when you look at a cut in this form, you're looking at performances both in individual moments and individual beats, but you're also looking at how the whole piece evolves over the 3 minutes, the 3.5 minutes, whether the story and the emotions work in the right way. So I think the overall arc of the story and the overall arc of what happens to the characters' relationships works really well. Perhaps there are little individual moments that I'd like to look at and work out whether they're quite hitting the mark. So perhaps little individual moments need to look at. I think the overall arc is working pretty well.
Next up, we've got some familiar faces in this scene with Deepak from the auditions.
I don't like this, and everyone knows it's unfair!
And Joe from last week's scene, Monopoly.
What do you think you're doing?
It's free parking, you know the rule.
Here they are together in Robbery.
Some man approached us, innit? Said he was a cop. Said that a woman been slapped around by 2 guys fitting our description, you know.
Cops should just stop arresting the wrong people for the wrong reasons, man.
And then Jimmy hands out his wallet, dumb shit, nearly hands it to the man. Until I said to Jimmy, hold on, I got this, yeah?
Yeah, man. Jimmy is stupid. So then what?
But bruv, I got this whole Tai Chi thing, and it tells me when shit's not right, you know?
Oh, like Batman.
Batman's got no sixth sense.
Oh, Jesus.
Like Spider-Man, my Zen alarm's going crazy, like a spider sense, bruv.
Oh, right.
And I'm about to get my Praetus Mantis on, innit?
Yeah, man, Jackie Chan style.
Hardcore Bruce Lee shit.
Kung Fu Panda.
Basically, bruv, I see the shit before it hits the fan, innit? And so I says to this cop, okay, bruv, if you're a cop, prove it, innit?
So what did he do?
Matt does a runner, man. Turns out he's only trying to mug us anyway.
Here's writer Amar to tell us where Robbery came from.
The Robbery is an off-the-cuff. It was written purely off the cuff on a mobile phone while I was supposed to be going to sleep and waking up in the morning to go to school and teach. It was more a writing experiment where the second character is replying to questions asked 5 or 6 lines ago. I jumbled up the lines. That's how it came about. It was not written for anything. It was not written for anyone. It was just so I could get it out of my system. I just heard Tim say, oh, right, next we just have a look at the Robbery. I was like, I wrote a... And I actually did think that. And then I thought, I wrote one called Robbery. What are the chances of that? And I'd forgotten.
So anyway, me and Jimmy were walking around the next corner and another bloke tries to jump us.
Jesus again.
But no Jesus, no Batman, no Tooth Fairy. This time a smackhead. And he gets in real close, innit? And he pulls out a knife and he says, phones and wallets, cuz, or I'll stab you bastards. I'm a murderer.
Whoa, you're fucking good at that, man. So what said what?
Well, then I asked the cousin, I said, bruv, what network you on, innit? And then said, sorry, cuz, I can't help you on that. My phone's not unlocked to that network, innit? See, I know my shit. My uncle used to own a phone shop. Anyway, I'm trying to distract this bum, innit? I'm trying to buy you some time. See, I'm using my tactics, innit?
Yeah. Your Miyagi's going haywire, innit?
Yeah, and it's going off the crazy scales. And I'm getting proper warnings from Buddha, because, bruv, when you're up there spiritually, Buddha's got your back.
Buddha's gangster.
So basically, I'm about to get ready to jump, man. And then Jimmy turns around and says, I got this situation, innit? Bruv, if you're a murderer, prove it.
So what did he do?
Then we all play Twister, cuz. But what do you think? Jimmy got stabbed up, bruv. When a man turns around and says he's a murderer, you don't ask man to prove it, innit?
She's the woman all right?
Bruv, I just told you man was a fake cop.
So who won?
At what, cuz?
A twister.
What are you on, man? No, there was no twist. There was no... Man, it was all fake. It was a fake cut, bruv. Yeah, Jesus, man.
Let's catch up with the director of this scene, Ellie Wake, to tell us a bit about how the scene came together.
This was the script I found most difficult to work on. Not because of the script, but because it was a little bit too long for the SketchUp programme. And we edited it down. But it's one of those scripts that it has a lot of jokes towards the end that play off jokes from the beginning. These two actors actually work really well together, and then they sort of saw each other on SketchUp and went, oh, it's you. So they do have a really good dynamic together. And I think the thing about this script, it's one that really needs good comic timing. There are some really good jokes in there that if they're delivered properly, they work really well. But I think it's one that it needs to be really polished.
That's what Ellie thought, but now let's catch up with Deepak and Joe to see what they think of the scene.
Good. Very good, yeah.
It's nice.
You won't notice that we messed up at all, so...
Why are you going to tell man that for, man? Like, now they're going to replay it back onto the planner and go, where did they mess up on? Oh, yeah, there you go.
No, because we did it smooth. We did it smooth.
Wait, now, yeah, but you don't know. They're going to pick up...
They haven't got a script.
You're
so
not going to tell them
it.
on live TV what it is, and you just like...
Yeah, they can cut it out. They can cut it out.
Yeah. They can cut this out too, like how it is. Like...
Your secret's safe with me. Right, that's all for part 1. Coming up in part 2, we're dealing with the issues of the day.
Fucking Ribena.
I like Ribena.
But in a calm and reasonable manner.
In the middle of our countryside!
Welcome back to SketchUp, where the actors, writers and directors of the East Midlands are giving it their all to make the best sketch. SketchUp is shining the spotlight on the hidden talent in the East Midlands, only here on Notts TV. In part 1, we served up some drama with champagne.
I'm sorry, what is this?
And Joe's character just couldn't put the pieces together in robbery.
What did he do?
Jimmy got stabbed up, bruv.
On with the episode, and with the next scene, we're going underground. Again, we've got a familiar face in Jen Day from the scene Coalition. Let's meet her co-stars for this scene.
My name is Liz Eves. My name is Marina Kiriakou. I actually do a lot of paperwork for television productions. I have a couple. I'm a freelance graphic designer, and I also help run my parents' fish and chip shop. I've just worked on Broadchurch. Having a Greek background, drama's sort of been in my blood, if you will. I did a two-hander that we took to the Edinburgh Festival, and then when I was a teenager, I was in a music video for this awful Cypriot singer, but it was an experience. I would love to do film, really. When I got to do Midsummer Night's Dream with this small production group, I mean, we're held together with gaffer tape, you know, we're really small and rickety, but it's so much fun.
Now, with nothing more than a headlamp and a bag of potatoes, let our actors take you underground.
What if they arrest her?
Can they arrest her?
Would you think they will?
Not while we're still negotiating.
But they could.
Of course they could. There's nothing to stop them. Except they don't want to look like the bad guys. Not yet, anyway. Of course, sooner or later, we'll have no choice. And then we've got a fight in our hands.
A fight?
Yeah. What did you expect? Look, the company, they want us out here, yeah?
Yeah.
And the cops, they want us out here too, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, they usually wait till it's quieting down a bit, you know, till everyone's got bored and gone home, the newspapers, the TV crews and cameras. But then, they dig a shaft. They dig through. A couple of weeks from now, but, you know, when no one's looking.
Yeah, but people might get hurt.
You haven't done this before, have you?
No. No. Have you?
Yeah. Loads of times. Down in tunnels like this one. Up in the trees. I'm like a fucking womble, mate. Overground, underground. All I want them to do is to stop building.
The fucking great big factories in the middle of our countryside!
shouting at?
Maybe she was shouting at the guy who put them down here, writer Toby Bradford.
I was working as a young reporter down in the southwest. There were building plans and things like that people, environmentalists, didn't want to happen in certain areas, and whether there actually were or not, because this was always an argument, there were tunnels built underneath by the protesters underneath the sites, so you couldn't go on the sites with heavy machinery because it could collapse the tunnels. There were people down there. There was always an argument saying, oh, there aren't any tunnels, but, you know, are you willing to take the risk?
Hey, Banner. Told you she wouldn't get arrested.
Dev, Hedge, keep noise down.
Oh, sorry, Banner. Just have my daily rant, you know. So?
Usual.
Good. So, I'm going to go for a breath of fresh air. I will catch you later. Just go out the back way.
There's a back way.
There's always a back way.
Huh? So what did they say?
Well, what did who say?
Well, the cops. You know, the company. What did they say?
I don't know.
What? But the negotiations...
This is how it works, yeah? We want them gone, right? I go up there and I tell them what we want, which is for them to go away and never come back. Right?
Yeah.
Then they tell me what they want and what they're willing to offer in recompense. And while they're doing that, I'm usually singing Kylie Minogue songs in my head. I smile and I nod along. And then when they're done, they either arrest me or let me come back down here.
Yeah, but if you don't know what they've said, how... I don't know, I'm confused.
All right, listen. They want us gone, yeah? So they make us a reasonable offer, like good local schools, guaranteed jobs for local people, blah, blah, blah. Then we discuss it, we argue about it, we end up breaking up into little factions, and well, that's what they want. Divide and conquer, right? Best way to avoid that is to not discuss it. Best way for that to happen is to not listen. Nothing to discuss. Dying for a shit. Fuck knows what was in that stew.
Hey, well, Spade's in the corner.
Yeah, no, I'll go outside. Oh, want to stick the place out? Oh, Miriam's got a camper van parked on Thistlecrumb Lane. Might stop for a cup of tea.
No, you're not going to leave me down here on my own.
Relax, we're like weeks away from a raid. I'll bring you back a bicky.
Yeah, well, okay. Hello, Control, this is PC Ackland. They've all fucked off to the Winnebago for cocktails, so you better get down here quick. Come in the front door. And don't rough me up too much.
Oh, sneaky thing. Let's talk to Ellie Wake again. What was it like directing this one, Ellie?
The actresses that I worked with, they were just brilliant. They just fell into the roles really, really quickly. A lot of the clothes in it are mine. Some that don't quite fit me anymore, so it was a bit sad seeing people look better in my clothes. But we actually rehearsed under a table, so the actresses really had to scrunch down and get that idea of what it's like to not actually be able to stand up or move upwards. I really enjoyed watching it.
Time for tonight's final scene, Pointing Fingers, starring Christian and Richard from Champagne.
Dos eventos, por favor.
2 beers. Of course, sir.
As well as the writer of this scene, Amar Buller. Amar, tell us where this scene came from.
One of the problems I find is being an actor who's of a distinct appearance. You don't get... I find myself having to do a lot of roles which involve playing Muslim characters or a terrorist. Predominantly, it deals with the difference of appearance when it comes to racism. And the scene was developed because being a Sikh and obviously having this appearance, I come across people who will look at you funny on a train. You have a beard, you have a turban, therefore you are a terrorist. That's where it sprang from. So I questioned myself as to why is it that I sit on a bus and somebody who's obviously could be from a country like Syria, which people, I'm not saying that the Syrians are terrorists, but from that region can get away with not being noticed. Yet I get called a Taliban. So I started exploring that. Is it to do with the fact that, hold on, you look different?
Excuse me, what time the number 23 bus get to here?
Oh, I don't know what you're saying, mate.
The bus 23 to here, what time?
Last bus at past.
Thank you. Oye, que llevo como unos 20 minutos o así, ¿vale? Que no te muevas de ahí, coño.
That's fucking rude, mate.
What?
You're in England. Speak English. Foreigners.
Sorry.
Hey, whoa. You don't need to apologise to this guy.
Whoa, so you agree with that? You agree with that? You agree with immigration, don't you? You agree with people coming into this country, blowing shit up. So you agree with that?
My uncle was into terrorism, and he was Irish.
I'm not terrorist. And I never blow, I'm Spanish.
You all look the same to me. If you come to this country, you mix. You mix easily, mate. Like fucking Ribena.
I like Ribena.
I think you're fine, mate. A British person identifies themselves by a shared set of beliefs and values. It's called freedom. You don't like it, you know what you can do.
Yeah, and you can sit next to him on the bus, him speaking this funny fucking language. You go away, fucking do that.
Hey, if you don't like it, then you walk. I say nothing to you.
You said nothing to me. You said.
Oh, he's got the right to speak whatever language he wants.
If you're in this country, you learn our ways, yeah? You learn how we live.
Oh, says the guy with that on his fucking head.
That's different, mate.
How is it?
Fuck off.
Whoa. What's wrong?
I was born here, mate.
I was born in the EU. I'm an EU citizen.
Hold on, mate. I mean, you said you was born in Spain. Yeah. Nah.
At this point, I'd like to show you what Amar thought after seeing the film. But as it turned out,
I think you're fine, mate.
he didn't wait for the flipping thing to finish.
That's really, really good. No, I have to say, I'm very surprised because, you know, the camera setup, none of the cameras are moving, but your angles are really good. You know, because I see people doing productions like working on short film, and you know, that is good. I'm not even lying, you know.
Ain't that the truth? Come back for more next time, as Kezia definitely remembers her lines.
Of course I remember.
And Tom sees his chance and grabs it.
Oh, mate.